Welcome back to Dion Talk. Recently, I was asked a question. When you first started out, it took you multiple years to save for the first house hack. Let me know if the sound is working. I'm getting a strange notification. Can you check? Love to do a whole 10-minute video and find out there was no sound the whole time. Thanks, Frank. How do you maintain motivation when things are going really slow? We talk often about those first 5 years being terrible, sucking, the 5 years of suck that are worth it for the 5 years of amazing after that. But it did. It took 2 years to save for the first house hack. And then it took 2 years to save for the next duplex. How do you maintain motivation? How do you not quit when it's that boring? 2 things, 4 years. For me, I like to do it in a couple of phases. The first one is a quote from Nietzsche. If you have a strong enough why, you can put up with any how. I'm sure I butchered that. But what's your why? Do you have one? Have you written it down? Is it just, I want financial freedom? Well, what does that mean? I want no alarm clock. I want no boss. I want no customers. I want no Yelp reviews impacting my future. For me, I had a terrifying why. One that made me able to put up with almost anyhow. It was so scary that I thought I would do 20 years in the Marines and then 20 years in law enforcement and retire with 2 pensions when I'm old and couldn't even enjoy it. That's how scared I was of my why. My why was I don't want to become a financial burden to my kids when I'm too old to work. For a couple of reasons. One, it ruins their life. I have several friends where their parents are ruining their life currently. Friends in their 40s and 50s that are basically supporting their parents. Cell phone bill, insurance, shopping for them, everything because they made poor financial decisions for 60 years and can't take care of themselves now, so their kids are. That's the first part of the scary part for me. But the second part of the scary part for me is I saw how my kids took care of pets. And the last thing I want is them taking care of me when I can't do it myself. I want enough financial security so I can pay a paid professional to do stuff that I need. So, what is your why? Start with that. The second thing is, yeah, it's 2 years to save for a property or 2 years to save for the next investment. And I steal this from The Range. Slow is smooth and smooth is fast. You want to be fast. You want to reach financial independence. You want to make work optional. You don't want to work decades longer than you have to. It's okay to work when you want to, but maybe you don't have to. So you want to go fast. Well, in real estate and investing, we talk about mitigating risk. So if you're a stock investor and you want to go faster, you just rack up the margin. That's a lot of risk. In real estate, if you want to go faster, you do things like the BRRRR method. You flip to create capital. You take out a home equity line of credit to get money faster, borrowing from your future self, just like a credit card. You do a cash out refinance. You sell a property for a 1031. You increase the risk by increasing the speed. I like slow is smooth, smooth is fast. I've never done a HELOC. I've never done a cash out. I've never sold for a 1031. I will someday. I could have if it made sense earlier, but it didn't. What made sense was really slow. Build habits that bite you later, and I'll explain that at the end of the video. But the habits they take time to develop, right? How many years in a row do you have to go without a vacation before not taking a vacation feels like a habit? And how much of an impact can that have on your finances? If a vacation costs you $5,000 to $10,000, that's $5,000 to $10,000 you don't have to save for a few years, so that you can have all of the years where you can have every day as a vacation, go wherever you want. Like Michael Zuber and Olivia that stopped by in Alaska for a cruise, just swung into Seattle and said, yeah, I'm going to go up on a boat, because they don't have to work from one rental at a time. So you build these habits like driving an old car. I know people whose habit is, I can have a new car as long as I have payments, but as soon as that payment ends, oh, I don't want the risk of having a car that doesn't have payments, so they go get a new car with new payments. They recycle, they churn the car. I drove a 17 and a 19-year-old Jeep Cherokee and Wrangler that I could barely keep running to get me to work for several years before I did the stupid purchases of vehicles that I felt like having. Don't eat out often. Meal prep. Find free things to do. How hard is it to find a hike? How hard is it to go uh, on trips, like road trips, that don't involve an expensive destination? Right? People have talked, I went and saw the Grand Canyon. 12 hours driving, 20 minutes there, 5 hours back home. Instead of fly to Disneyland, spend $5 grand, spend more time in lines than you would have spent driving if you drove to the Grand Canyon. So build the habits that are frugal. And like I said, these bite you later. The next thing for the people who want to keep momentum is don't think momentum. This is a Dionism. Momentum isn't speed. Momentum is direction. The next 5 years are going to happen anyway. If you have the direction of, I work hard, I need to reward myself, you're going to work more decades. If you think for 5 years, I work hard so I can do things like this, watch my savings grow. Literally on a month to month basis, how much can you contribute? How much is it growing? Can you automate it? Can you go to your HR department? Have you actually taken the time to do this? A lot of people do it for their retirement accounts, which all suck in my opinion. And they go, I want this much money coming to me and this much money going into my retirement account because it's going to grow because I don't see it. Take that logic. Go to your HR department and say, I want my paycheck to come in at least two things. You can steal my taxes. You can rip me off from my retirement account that makes the employer rich, the government rich, the account managers rich, but not you. And you can say, I want you to divert part of my paycheck into this savings account that I've created so that it's automated and you don't have to do anything actively to grow that account. Automate all of your payments. Get out of the mindset of, oh, I'm not sure I'll have enough money next month to pay the bill. Well, what are you just not going to pay it? Automate it so that you can't forget to pay it, or so that you don't get a late fee, so it doesn't impact your credit. You have to have a reason, and it has to be articulable. You have to be able to say, in writing, 25 words or less, here's the reason why I'm investing, or here's the reason why I'm using delayed gratification to put my money to work so I don't have to. Don't be vague. Don't say, I want financial freedom. I want to make work optional. Those are great hallmark things, but they're not actionable. I don't want to ruin my life's kids, and I don't want them to be the ones taking care of me when I can't do it myself. Here's where the habits bite you. Let's say you spend 5 years, for me it was a decade. I took 10 years and I built the frugal, drive the old vehicles, don't take vacations, don't eat out a lot, don't take expensive trips. Like if I do take a trip, it was to Colombia, to Thailand, and then to Portugal. Places where the dollar is strong and it travels further. You reach financial freedom. Let's say you put in the decade, you put in the work, you make the smart decisions, you mitigate the risk, you automate things, you live frugally, and you get there. You now have more cash flow coming in than you need to spend. For me, it's more than 4 times what I need to spend coming in that I don't have to work for. Call it horizontal money. I can lay on the couch, money still comes in. Every now and then I have to answer a text with a handyman. Yeah, it's a nightmare. You don't want to do it. But in this position, with cash flow is a little over $20,000 a month. It's like $21,000 a month coming in that I don't have to work for. I live on less than 5. Your habits are hard to break. How do you get out of the frugal mindset? Answer in the comments. What are you going to do when you get to the point where when you didn't have enough, money was the only thing, and now that you have enough, money is just a thing? What are you going to do to make sure that you enjoy life? Are you going to join a yacht club so you don't have to own a boat, do the maintenance? So you can just take a boat out when you want it? Yeah, it costs a lot of money. A lot less than owning a boat. A lot less time and energy on maintaining the boat. I had to create reverse budgets. I have a requirement for myself that every month I'll spend at least $2,000 a month eating out. That's my expense. That's not if I take a friend or go out with somebody else. That's just the amount I have to spend on myself. I have an asset for every expense. I have a duplex that the cash flow from that duplex is mentally categorized for the next vehicle. It's making about $2,300 a month right now in profit. So the next vehicle, who knows what it's going to be. Make a plan for once you don't have to work for money, that you're not spending your life trying to save it, because you don't need to. This is a nice short video for those people who would never click on a 2-hour video. If you want your questions answered during a live stream, Every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Pacific, I do a live stream that lasts as long as the questions do. Have a week full of amazing.